there.
Hi.
I'm MagVent man. You called me.
Yeah.
I'm here to see about your dryer
Yeah,
vent.
it needs a little bit of work.
Yeah, let's see what you got going on.
All right. You can tell it's pretty gross. She cleaned like a month and a half ago.
Whoa, yeah. I see what you're talking about. All the lint on the walls, particularly back here. You definitely have some sort of restriction back here.
Yeah, it's been just a little hopeless.
Cleaning frequently. Let's see. Oh yeah, dryer dragging. Yeah, let me show you what's going on back here. I definitely see that here you're almost completely restricted because you see that this metal tube from your exterior vent, it's right there and it's almost completely crushed. I mean, maybe you have a 1/4 inch opening in there, but for the most part, it's completely restricted. But then what you got going on down here, I see that this foil vent has come apart and it actually has got a little opening there so that's what explains all this dust coming out right down here. When you're blocked, it's gonna come out wherever it can get out. You got plenty of different ways for your dryer vent to exhaust instead of outside your house. So the dryer's running on fluff right now. You can see the flap is not standing open at all. There's just a lightest of little breezes coming through it. It's mostly restricted. I pretty much see what needs to be done. I'm gonna mount a MV90 to right behind your dryer, come up, elbow out to your exterior vent. Should be a pretty clean install. I'll get this cleaned up and I'll call you when I'm done.
All right, thank you.
Just gonna grab a little sample of this to show how flammable this stuff is. This was completely unhooked, but there's also this tear here. You can see right there, right at the hookup point, this thin foil just failed and let lint spill out into the room. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this. I like this escutcheon thing, kind of keeps the lint out. I'm going to properly attach it to the wall. So first step, I'm going to put this elbow in here, and in order to get the clearance to the wall, I want this to go back into the wall and then us to have this be about as close to the wall as possible. So I'm going to trim this pipe back nearly flush with the wall surface. Got the MV90 here. We're going to mount it to the wall, heading up towards our exit point. Something like that. Looks like it'd be a good alignment. We'll measure it in just a second to make sure. 5 1/4 on center, and that will put us right about there. That's going to be perfect resting up against that baseboard top there. We won't have to notch the baseboard. Dryer side union here with included hose clamp, the MV90 itself, the bracket for mounting back here. I'm going to unhook that. That center hole corresponds to the center of the vent path, which in our case works out pretty perfectly if we just mount it flush with the top of the baseboard. I'm going to snap the MV90 into place just temporarily so that we can get a measurement. So we want to measure to this lip here, to the top of this, and that will represent where the stop is on the other pipe. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. And that dimension is 12 3/4. So we're going to need 12 3/4 to the stop on the other pipe, and it will project up in here at 1.5 inches. bend that in to get it to hook up. So I'm gonna take the 12 3/4 inch rigid metal pipe and plug the MV90 into its female end. I usually put the seam towards the back so it's a little more aesthetically pleasing. And then we're gonna tape it. Should make for a nice seal. And then we just plug it in to the rigid metal pipe elbow up there. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna arrange that hose clamp where I can get at it, slide it up there so I know I got a good bite on there. We got a good alignment option here in this particular laundry room. You want to get it good and tight because you don't want the magnet to pull the union off the back of the dryer. Looks like we're good. I just wanted to bring you out here to show you how this works because it's a MagVent, it's a new thing. Magnetically aligned dryer vent coupling. So we mounted that to the wall. We got rigid metal pipe going out, which will be much better fire resistance. With all that dust in here, what you had before was a definite fire hazard. This is a much better setup, as you'll see. I'm just gonna push the dryer into position, let the magnets do their thing.
Simple.
Simple and a much more efficient, safer dryer vent path for you.
Thank you. That is amazing.
And we'll check the flow outside here. I'm gonna just set it to fluff and we'll go see what we got. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Looks great.
It should work out good for you. Let me know if you have any issues or any problems, but I think it should serve you well for years to come. I'm just gonna light this on fire just to show you how flammable what was coating the backside of your wall was. Just dryer lint. No gasoline, just dryer lint.